Oh, good morning. It's Tuesday morning. We're milking cows. So Arden's up, bringing the cows down, and I'm getting ready to milk here. Taking the milkers apart. And yeah, get the day started.
They're puppy dogs. There's our kitty Carmen. I think one of the last videos I said about her having kittens soon. She's the one that likes to drink, or whenever we get the tail out, she goes half bonkers and wants some milk. But anyhow, she had her kittens here about a week ago. She had 4 orange. I think they're mostly orange and white, I think. Yeah, it's Tuesday morning here. My wife and I are milking together again. We're actually just about done this morning. I mentioned about having a lot of heifers fresh recently, first calf heifers. And they're actually all settling in pretty good. There's 3 or 4 of them here in a row. Yeah, they're all doing well and milking well. And yeah, there's still 1 or 2 of them that's a little bit maybe steppy or kicky. Got to work with a little bit, but most of them are doing extremely well.
All finished. Washing the milkers, everything's clean. we milked 297 cows this morning. And 2 bulls came through, so 299 animals came through this morning. So it's good to be done. We worked the floor all down with a hose, and then when we're done, we individually work the milkers off. And so if you miss anything, then they're all clean. So they're all done. Good to be done.
I'm here in my Springer pen this morning. Yeah, still have several Springers. I think we brought 7 more over yesterday, and so I think there's 14 in here again. We were getting down a couple weeks ago there. I think we had 25 or 28, and it just seemed like we had a pile of them there for a while. But yeah, as far as the update I wanted to do, we had a lot of calves born. In 2 weeks time, we had 25 calves born, and of those 25 that had calves, 14 or 15 of them were first calf heifers. Yeah, and for those of you that are farmers or know about farming, first calf heifers can be a little interesting to milk the first couple milkings. Luckily, most of them in this group weren't too bad. There was a few of them that stepped around some or kicked some, but yeah, it wasn't terrible. And started a couple years ago. We'll give a shot of oxytocin the first milking, and we often, I'd say before 70-80% of the heifers would let their milk down the first milking, but sometimes you got to massage the udders, and then you have some that'll hold their milk the first milking, and sometimes the second milking. So we started just giving a shot of oxytocin the first milk, and that way they release their milk and let down their milk, and yeah, get that pressure off their udder. And after that, there might be 1 out of every 10, 8 or 10, that we have to mess with a little bit the second or third milk. And very rarely do we have to give a second shot of oxytocin. Once in a while we do, but a lot of them, the second milking, if they're holding their milk at all, if you just massage or rub the back of their udder a little bit, they'll let it down. But every now and then we do have one that will need to give a shot of oxytocin for a couple more milkings, but not real often. But yeah, as far as the heifers, all the heifers calving, it does make it more interesting to milk. They usually come in, if you have a lot fresh, one rate after the other, they often come in together in the last couple lines, or they wait to come in till toward the end. I think yesterday morning, the one time we let me see, yeah, we hold 11 on a side, so there's 22 total in the parlor. And out of those 22, I think 13 of them were heifers that had just calved in the last 2 weeks. But luckily they were kind of scattered in those 2 lines, so it wasn't terrible. But sometimes if you get some that are sometimes when you have that many fresh right close to each other, and if you get 4 or 5 of them in a row in the same line, they kind of get each other worked up, I guess is a good way to say it. Or if one gets a little worked up, it gets all the rest worked up. But yeah, it hasn't been too bad. But anyhow, we still have 14 Springers in here. And of the 14, I would say at least 8 or 9 of them are heifers yet. We had 2 groups. We normally breed a group about every 4 to 6 weeks. And last year we had a bunch coming ready to breed all together, and I think we bred 2 groups about 2 or 3 weeks apart, and about 9 months ago, and they're the ones that are calving right now. So yeah, I don't know if we'll milk them all or end up selling a few. We're milking more than what we've ever milked. I think we're milking 304 right now, so it's probably about our limit as far as facility wise. If we're gonna do too much more in this, we're gonna have to change some other stuff around here, and which down the road we'll see what happens, but we wouldn't mind doing a few changes somewhere along the way. But we'll keep taking one day at a time. For now, things are going well, and it's not too bad, and yeah, everything's going smoothly. So anyhow, we'll try to get some other video here, and as we go throughout the day. I always feed on Thursday mornings most weeks, unless something's out of the ordinary, but I got to do the feeding here this morning. mentioned about I'm doing our feeding here this morning. I'm running it out for the cows, and I think I said something about this one other time, but not quite sure. Our mixer wagon has a gearbox on it, and it has a high and a low gear. We always, when we're mixing in the feed room, we always have it on low. And then when we come up to the freestall barn when we first start running it out, we let it on low, because if you shift it to high, it's really pulls. I mean, we can get it going, but it really pulls hard to get it started. It would be hard on the PTO on the tractor. So yeah, it's just a matter of coming out. Right here's the gearbox. Here's the PTO shaft coming back from the tractor. And the gearbox, there's just a handle here. You pull it straight forward. It goes from low to high. So it's not much to do it. So yeah, it's just a matter of getting out of the tractor when you're about halfway down through the freestall barn and switching the gear. And if we don't switch it to high, it don't. Well, maybe I'll step up here and show you inside the mixer. I guess you can't see too much yet. I'll maybe try to get a little bit here whenever we're empty. But there's two big screws in here that mix the feed together. And if you don't put it into high gear, it won't. Those screws spin slower when it's in low. So if you don't switch it into high gear, it don't fling all the feed off of those screws. And that's what, yeah, turns. They got big knives on them to cut up any hay or anything. But maybe I'll try to get a little video when it's empty. Here's two of our bulls we have with our cows right now, a black lineback and a red lineback. The black lineback, I got him from a guy from Wisconsin. Yeah, he actually had some semen collected from him to use for AI. And the red lineback is actually out of one of our cows, a really good cow. Yeah, we actually breed everything with bulls. I think I mentioned this before. I know that's not the popular trend nowadays, but it has worked extremely well for us. And yeah, we typically run 3 or 4 with the cows at a time. There's 4 in here right now, I guess. So I'm not sure where the other 2. The other ones are red and white Holsteins. Here's what it looks like inside the mixer when it's empty. Like I said about these 2 screws in here, they call it a twin screw mixer. And yeah, I don't know how good you can see, but there's a big knife there on the side of it. There's, let me see, I believe there's 5 knives on each screw. That chain is called a hay kit. It helps hold the dry hay. Like if you stick a whole bunch of dry hay in one of the mixes, it'll help hold it down and let the knives chew it all up. Otherwise, it'll kind of try to push it up out over the one corner here, either in the front or the back corner. There's yeah, trying to think if there's anything else I want to say here. Yeah, every now and then you got to change them knives on there. Usually it's every couple years. I'm not sure. These actually got some age on them. I should check them. That one that I can see right there still looks pretty sharp. But there's another one over here. It's looking like it's getting pretty dull there on the one edge. They're carbide tipped, so they do last a lot longer than regular metal. This isn't real high up, but it's, yeah, I'm standing on the edge of the mixer here, or on the ladder, because kind of maybe a little bit more of a bird's eye view of the freestall barn. But yeah, some of the cows laying in the stalls, and I don't know how good you can see them. There's a whole line up through there eating. Yeah, well, we're coming down the homeward stretch here. I was just counting. We originally had 9 holes dug open out here where we're clearing this land off. There's woods back here that I had been mentioning about that we cleared out. And then the field right beside it had those 2 rock breaks in where there was a bunch of rocks on an area that and trees had grown up. We pushed all them trees out and cleared them off as well. And And yeah, throughout the woods back there and then over here around these rock breaks, we had 9 holes total, and all of them are closed up now except one. And yeah, it still looks a little rough here. Yesterday we just spread dirt over here and graded it all off. There's a few stones laying around. We'll need to run a disc across it and then a hair to smooth it up. Well, we'll pick the biggest stones up first, but we do have a small dirt pile over here yet. The hole's all closed off. There's a little bit of dirt that needs graded off over that rock break, over that ridge. And yeah, my son's coming out here with the dump cart shortly, and we need to move that dirt pile, a couple other spots, different places where we need some dirt. And yeah, way over there on the where you see some trees, there was an area the trees were really growed out, probably 30 feet there. We pushed them back. It was a little bit rocky, and we spread some dirt over that. And then back here by the wooded area that we cleared out, we have one hole open back here yet that's not closed up. The rest of them are all completely closed and graded off. We have a dirt pile there yet. We're wanting to wait. Most of the stones and rocks we pick up, we'll dump in that hole yet, at least all the bigger ones. We'll go around with the skid loader and just kind of catch the biggest ones and scoop them up. And then after we work the ground, the smaller ones will be all hand work. But yeah, last week we were out here probably we're probably out here almost every day, but 3 really good days, long days, and cleaned up a bunch of rocks and moved a bunch of the dirt. And yesterday we were out here a couple hours. We have a couple hours here today. Talking about some showers tonight and tomorrow, so we'll see once what we get done here and plan accordingly.
This is my very friendly chicken. Hey, stop. She bites. Put one in there. A bunch of eggs. And then some of these chickens like to sit on the swing, and they'll swing. They're always singing. Oh, there's my one rooster. Oh, there's the other one.